Hello, I hope you are all fine. Today we are doing a Luxembourgish dessert. It is called Quetschentaart. I have this recipe from a grandmother. Quetschentaart, there you will find a lot of versions, and there is one with cream. And if I'm well informed, the version with cream is the German version. But the Luxembourgish, there you have only the biscuit and the fruits. Okay, let's start with the products. We will need 250 milliliter lukewarm milk, 500 grams of flour, 60 grams of sugar, 1 egg, 70 grams of butter, little bit of salt, a cube of yeast, and 1 kilogram of plum. So now we are going to melt the 60 grams of butter in a pan. So the butter is melted, and now we are going to the next phase. Particularly important, the products should not be cold. They should have room temperature because the yeast does work better with lower temperatures. Warm up the milk a little bit, not too warm, as I said, otherwise the yeast dies off. Put the flour into a large bowl. Make a hole in the middle, like this. Then you are going to take your yeast and you are going to crumble the yeast in the middle of the flour, like this. Like this. Da, da, da. Then, next step, we are going to add the lukewarm milk. Like that. And a little bit of sugar, not everything. Like that. And then you're going to make your own dough. So now we have a thick paste, as you see. We're going to add a little bit of flour on top of the dough, like that. Now I will put my dough on a dry and warm place for 15 minutes. So now we are putting some butter and some flour on our form so that afterwards our cake will not stick on this form. We are doing it like this. Now we are putting the flour. We put it because it's good to see if we didn't miss any spot with the butter. Now we are going to cut our plum that we will put afterwards on our cake. We will start by cutting it into 2 halves. And then in the middle, this, and like that. And that was it. This is the form of the fruit. And then we continue with all the next plums. See you! Now we are going to continue with our dough. We are going to put our remaining sugar, the lukewarm butter, egg. And a little bit of salt. Now we're going to mix the ingredients together. As you see, the dough is too wet, that's why we are going to add some flour to it. So now we will put again a little bit of flour on the top, like this. Then we are going to cover it and then place this again in a warm place for 15 minutes. So as you see, the dough is almost twice as big as it was. Now we can roll the dough. So my experience has shown that the quantity of this dough is sufficient for 2 cakes if you roll out the dough thinly. Since there is enough dough, you can roll out the cake base according to your own taste, thin or thick. I prefer thin, so that's why I will use this dough for 2 different cakes. Now we are going to roll our dough. Like this, and we roll. Now we are going to put our base cake in our form. So now we are going to put our fruit in the cake, like this. You have to put the fruit a little bit higher, not like that, but like this, a little bit higher. Now we are going to put our cake in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes. So this is the final result of our cake. Once it's cold, I will take it out of the form, and then you can serve it with sugar on top of it or with some whipped cream, it's up to you. And now I will wish you a good appetit!